Plains. The people of the plains had many names: Crow, Arapaho, Sioux. Each had different names. Each spoke different languages. But they all hunted the buffalo. Where the buffalo went, so did the people. The buffalo provided food, clothing, and shelter. Riding on horseback, the plains people were bold and efficient hunters. But the plains people never hunted for sport. They only killed to feed and clothe themselves. While they didn't have a written language, many plains tribes kept track of important events by painting pictures on buffalo hides. Each picture stands for 1 year. None of the others lived in an environment that was quite like this one, the land of the plains people. The plains is made up of gently rolling land covered by tall grass and few trees. The land is ideal for the buffalo which once roamed here. Grazing on the wild grasses, the buffalo were free to migrate hundreds, even thousands of miles, following the same pathways year after year. And where the buffalo went, the people followed. They were nomads, following a nomadic life, always on the move, never in one place for long. What would it have been like to have lived back then, to have followed the buffalo, to have lived like the plains people?
We had not seen buffalo for many days. If they are anywhere near, my father would find them. He is one of the best in our village at finding the trail of the buffalo. He is called Strongbow. The other man is called Big Horse, my father's friend. I am called Wiakaluta. It means red feather. I've lived for 12 winters, and usually boys my age don't get to ride with their fathers. But my father says I'll soon be ready for the hunt myself, and I must learn the ways of the buffalo. For the buffalo is all important. Without it, we would not be able to live the way we do. She is using the buffalo horn to scrape away the grass. The hammer my mother is using is made from an elk antler. After the fire has been burning a while, my mother will remove one of the hot rocks. This is placed in a cooking bag. The rock will cause the water to boil in a very short time. After which, my mother will add some pieces of buffalo meat, which we eat practically all the time, as well as some prairie turnips, which grow wild just about everywhere. Runs Like a Rabbit likes to add the final seasoning, in this case, some spearmint leaves. I almost forgot. The cooking bag is actually the stomach of a buffalo. It never leaks, even with boiling water inside.
Among the natives that settled in the Great Plains were the Mandans. They lived along the Missouri River in what is presently North Dakota. Mandans built circular houses called lodges. Lodges were houses built over a shallow pit and covered with sod, which is a mixture of grass and dirt. The Mandans did some farming, which was primarily done by the women. The men of the tribe hunted for food and to have pelts to trade. After the hunt, the women skinned the buffalo and prepared the buffalo for many purposes, such as jerky, clothing, blankets, water carriers, rope, and tools. Another Indian tribe that hunted buffalo was the Kiowa. Unlike the Mandans, the Kiowa were known to move a lot. They roamed the Great Plains. They too used all parts of the buffalo to sustain their life. They even used their refuse, called buffalo chips, for fuel in their fires. Because they followed the buffalo, their homes were made so they could be easily moved. These homes were called teepees. The Kiowas set wooden poles together and tied them at the top. They covered the poles with buffalo skins, leaving a hole at the top for smoke from their fires to escape. Another group that lived on the Great Plains was the Lakota, also known as the Sioux. The Lakota also hunted and traveled with the buffalo, so they too lived in teepees. When Spanish colonists arrived, they brought horses with them. The Lakota learned to catch and breed the horses so they could be used to hunt buffalo.
The plains covered the area between the Rocky Mountains on the west and the Mississippi River on the east. They were huge grasslands that stretched more than 2,000 miles across from the north to the south. The Native Americans who lived there were best known for their bison or buffalo hunting skills. Many animals lived there, but the most important animal to the natives was the buffalo. The Plains Indians traveled great distances while hunting buffalo. They were brilliant in their hunting technique. To hunt the buffalo, they might chase the huge animals into a stampeding herd. The buffalo would be driven to a cliff where they would fall off and die. The buffalo meat was often cut into strips and smoked over a fire. Some meat was dry, mixed with crushed berries, and stored for use during the cold winter season. This was called pemmican. Besides using the buffalo as a source of food, they used it for its skin. The buffalo's skin was watertight and made excellent boats, carry packs, and clothing. When women carried their babies with them, they used a cradle board, which was something like a backpack. Sometimes, women sewed beads or porcupine quills into the clothing. 12 or more of the tough buffalo skins were sewn together and placed over wooden poles. This made a temporary shelter called a teepee. The teepees had adjustable smoke flaps to help keep heat in or out. The teepees were easily rolled up and packed away when the group started to travel again. Not everyone lived in teepees, though. The Mandan and Pawnee tribes built dome-shaped earth lodges. The Plains tribes were known to be great fighters. They fought with great skill. In battle, they used shields made of hardened buffalo hide. Sometimes they used clubs and tomahawks. Some Plains tribes honored their brave warriors or leaders with feathers to wear.